Hello, what up, y'all? Welcome to Aparicio Health and Wellness. I am Joseph Aparicio, and today we are going to talk about, I'm sure, a wide range of things, but we're going to start with at least the topics of planetary holistic health. So, meaning the holistic health of the planet and how we can unlock our potential conscious, how we can unlock the potential of conscious breath for our well-being. So again, we start with a quick meditation, one of our breathwork tools, the alternate unilateral nostril breathing, sitting down, closing your eyes, spine upright, covering one nostril and breathing in through the open side, fully in and fully out, fully in and fully out. Continuing like this. And switching sides. Now, releasing all the air out of your lungs through your nose and fully in and fully out and fully in and fully out, fully in. Holding at the top of the breath. Full exhale through your nose. Holding at the bottom of the breath. Full inhale through your nose. Holding at the top of the breath. Full exhale through your mouth. Holding at the bottom of the breath. Full inhale through your nose. Full exhale through your nose. And returning to your natural state of breathing. Allowing your body to make any adjustments, to do any stretches, any self-massage, keeping your eyes closed or gently blinking your eyes open and taking note of your surroundings. Hopefully you've been doing that every episode and you notice a change in your lungs' ability to hold breath and also to control your exhales and inhales in a more conscious way. If not, stick with it. You're just beginning. And with practice, you'll become a lot better at it. So let's get right into it. And I will start with talking about my morning routine. I've talked about this many times. and I will be sharing it in the description of this podcast. My current morning routine is something that's morphed a lot over time. My current one is really good. I'm really enjoying it. And you don't have to copy it, although you can definitely take some different parts from it and integrate it into your day, or you can just use it as a framework to create your own. But we've talked about the importance of morning routine and how it has a trickle down effect throughout your entire day, producing tonic chemicals first thing. And that really does, it changes your chemical makeup, which changes the emotions that you feel throughout the day. And that is really, I mean, everything to us is how we are feeling in the current moment. So having a morning routine, having a structure, something that you can lean on and really lean into is of the utmost importance, even if it's just doing one thing in the morning right away. I happen to take it to extreme because I'm an extremist and I like to plan out my day and I like to follow it makes me feel most accomplished. So first thing I do is drink some water and often with a little bit of pink Himalayan salt, or maybe just drink one full glass, 8-ounce glass of water, and then add a little bit of pink Himalayan salt and drink that one too. I'll do that while I am making my turmeric, cinnamon, black pepper tea, which is great for inflammation. Which, I mean, if you have any aches and pains, it's from inflammation. The inflammation is adding to, maybe you have some other type of issue, but the inflammation is really what's making it feel so uncomfortable in the moment. So the tea really does help address that. And if you're someone who's really into fitness or movement, then it really does just, I mean, inflammation in large part is just painful. There's nothing really wrong with it except that it hurts. So why walk around feeling in pain when you don't have to? And for me to say that, that's saying a lot because I spent most of my life walking around in pain. So that's a really simple thing you do first thing in the morning, or even right before bed, or even both, depending on your experience with it. If it's helping, or if more helps more, there's no downside to it. So I start with that. And then I normally take that tea outside, get some morning sunlight, gauge the temperature, and figure out, how I'm going to dress or whatever I'm going to bring workout equipment to the beach with me. And then around sunrise, start moving towards the beach. And I go right to the pull-up chin-up bar, put my stuff down, hang a little bit, get it loose in some type of way. In between sets, I kind of just move around, stretch, and really waking up the body before a morning workout. I'm just coming out of the bed, so then I get a couple pull-ups in, a couple chin-ups, some sets, some reps, some knee raises, and something I just started recently is ankle to the bar, and an ab exercise. So that's been fun. Still getting used to that. Still smashing my ankles on the bar occasionally. So yeah, that's been fun. Then I go for a little jog and then come back to the bar, do it all over again. And then maybe set up my stuff, um, do a little core routine, do some push-ups, some plank, um, and then probably go back to the bar, pull-ups, chin-ups, same routine, go for a little jog, come back, and then meditate. And it's just at some point during the day, I'll do a 30, 40-minute meditation. But I normally just at the beach first thing in the morning, I'll just do whatever, no time limit. Just whenever I feel like coming out of it, I come out of it. It's just really a presencing act, and it's just calm me down and to realize that I'm grateful for being alive, grateful for being awake, grateful for being in that specific location, grateful for the exercise that I just did, and grateful for the opportunity to live another day to the best of my ability. And today I particularly try to get into that gratitude more because I found myself. This is the thing about routine, right? So about 50% of the things that we do are habitual. So we're just doing the same thing we did yesterday, the day before, the day before. So that's why it's important to really create a good morning routine or a daily routine, because you're going to go on autopilot for the most part, and you're going to be following that same habitual acts that you have put into place. So you better make them good, or else you're going to be following habitual acts that are not good for you, don't make you feel good, and it's going to compound over time. So of course, like when I first did this morning routine, like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. This is so great. But then you do it, keep doing it. And yes, I'm grateful for it. I appreciate it. I acknowledge it's great, but the presence just sometimes just slides down because you start thinking, okay, what's the next thing that I'm going to do after this morning routine? So it becomes kind of a means to an end. And I do not like that. And that's normally when I switch it up and do something completely different, same type of things, but in a different location or in a different sequence or whatever, to try and keep it fresh. But today I was really able to, I was doing some stretching. I did some more intentional breathing on purpose and really realizing, catching my mind thinking about the end of this morning routine and moving on to the next thing. And I really don't appreciate that. We all kind of have that where we're very rarely living in the present moment. We're often thinking about what's next, what's next, what's next, what's next. And with that mindset of what's next, you're not appreciating your current moment. So there's like it becomes pointless. You're always chasing the next thing. You're always thinking about the next moment. It's uh it's a losing game, and you're living inside of your mind. So I don't want that. I want to live inside of my body. So I really was able to surrender and come to peace with the I'm here now. I want to be here now. I put myself literally in this place so that way I could be here, not so I could be here and thinking about all the things I'm going to do with the rest of my day. So I was really nice to catch that, to catch myself in that way. And that's what you can do when you have experience and you've practiced intervening in your own thoughts. So, many times throughout the day, I catch myself thinking, and I'll throw in there whatever I want to throw in there, or I can just cease it altogether, stop the thoughts, move on to something completely different. I have different tools and techniques, some of which I've shared to just get out of my mind or to control what my mind is thinking. And that makes being in your head a lot more of an enjoyable place, a lot more of a productive place. Because if not, then your monkey mind, the chatterbox, will just take over and not necessarily guide you anywhere, just be chatting all day. So I have no interest in that. So then I did a little bit of reading, which I think is very important. early in the day. I read a couple different books, just a couple pages of a couple different books to really open up my mind and to, get some creative ideas maybe for the day. And also, I think it's important to read something positive early on. And a lot of successful people do that. Read something positive, whether it be um, a book or maybe even their own journal entries from the past or um, quotes, whatever it may be. And then I journal and I just write down, it could be one sentence, it could be a page, it could be a couple pages, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. And a lot of times I'll write down the ideas that I don't want to forget for the day, things I want to do that I don't want to forget. I'll write them down right there. And maybe write down something I got from one of my dreams. Your dreams are pretty important, as weird as they might be. A lot of the times, unless they're waking you up for a certain reason, like you need to use the bathroom, then you are your subconscious is coming to the forefront in your dreams. And so you can know really what you're thinking about when you dream. And a lot of the greatest psychologists of all time really put a lot of emphasis on dreams. And, they show you kind of your fears, your desires, and maybe some things that you have been thinking about, but you don't know that you're thinking about. So yeah, maybe put some stuff down about my dreams, maybe put some goals down, maybe I don't know, it could really be anything. So then I go into the ocean. And that's always something that I do want to do because I love it. I love how it feels. I am afraid of the fucking ocean, especially if you've been in an ocean that is wild. And I mean, the definition of wild, crazy waves. And, that the ocean could take you at any moment. There's nothing really that you can do. No matter how skilled of a swimmer you are, the ocean is in charge. So that's something I do like about it is there's nothing you can do. So, it's really a case of surrender. And I appreciate that. I like feeling, really being grounded in that way of I I am a human. Humans are not as relevant as we think we are. And as strong as we may be, a lot of us only focus on our strengths and only do things that make us feel strong. So when you get in that ocean, it don't matter how strong you think you are, the ocean will humble you very quickly. So I appreciate that. But more so than that, I'm really not concerned about that. I'm a very skilled swimmer, and I'm definitely extremely overconfident in my abilities in the ocean. But what I am definitely extremely fearful of are the things that live within the ocean. I have no interest being anywhere near them or having them anywhere near me. And I think lots of people are just extremely oblivious to the dangers of the ocean. And there's a lot of people who are, terrified of it and never go in. So I love the ocean, so I go in. And it's something I do every single day that, it's one of those things that it's important to do things you don't want to do. So my mind thinks it doesn't want to do it, but I love going into the ocean. It feels great. And I love that, the cold shock also. Yesterday I talked about it's like dolphin mating season. So the dolphins are in there about 100 yards off the shore, going crazy, leaping out of the water. And I feel like that's one of the times that I feel like I'm looking at something that's so real that it looks fake. The dolphins jumping out of the water, and you see the their the size of them and their athleticism and their seemingly joy, it really does look fake. It looks like so HD that it looks like CGI. But yesterday I was in there and dolphins were about 50 yards away from me. So you could throw a football to where these dolphins are. And that was really cool. That's really like the closest I've ever been. And it's really cool. I didn't really have any interest in getting closer. They're doing crazy acrobatics and they're huge. So they're definitely over 6 foot, definitely over 600 pounds, and they are gigantic. So they're they're leaping out of the water so high that you don't want to be anywhere near that when it comes down. I think really for the most part they know humans are there and they avoid them. So there's plenty of people out there swimming, and whenever the people come, they just move. So, they're extremely intelligent, and they're not trying to really be around humans. And I think the same for sharks. Like, right, sharks are not smart. I do not like sharks. I think that they're amazing, they're cool, but I don't want to be anywhere near them. But I know that they're in there. I'm not, delusional. I know that they're all around us, and I think that that actually is a testament to their character. They, for the most part, I mean, there's like, less than it's like nothing. I think there's less than 20 people per year worldwide get bit by sharks. So it's nothing. And even if it was 100, it's nothing. There's millions of sharks and there's millions of people in the water. And also, we think of sharks as being like way out there. No, they're not. They're 100 yards away. You just can't see them. They don't come to the surface often. So they're in there all the time. They're all around us and they don't bother us at all. I mean, for the very, 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 very most part, they want nothing to do with humans. So it's really an irrational fear to be afraid of sharks. It's like being afraid of getting struck by lightning. So I say all that to say I was in the ocean today, and I'm training myself to swim. Like, I know how to swim. I have really good form and good speed, but I never learned how to really breathe while swimming. So whenever I would swim or I would race somebody, I would always win, but I would not. I was just out efforting them, and also a big part of my strategy is don't breathe. So when they would come up for air, a couple of times, I wasn't. I'm very good at holding my breath, and I just wouldn't come up to breathe. Maybe I'll come up to breathe one time. So that's really how I would win. I would make up time. But that's not how you really swim. So I'm learning how to breathe. I know how to do it. I'm just very unskilled with it. And so I've been working on that. I've been getting absolutely exhausted. It's crazy how tiring swimming is. It's at least 2 times, if not more, tiring than running. And of course, that makes sense because you're not breathing, and you're kind of it's a full body exercise, so you're kind of even doing more than running, and you're not breathing. So today, did my little swimming, and I was just relaxing for a second, watching the dolphins jump up about 50 yards away, and I heard a huge puff, right? Sounded like a horse next to me. And I was like, damn, that was kind of close. What the hell? And I looked over, bam, dolphin right there, less than 10 yards away from me, right in the line that I was just swimming in. I had just backed off to go a little shallow, more shallow, so that way I could just relax. And here comes dolphin right across that same line, puffing up in the air, and I could have reached out and grabbed him, but I was not that comfortable with that situation. But it was amazing. I mean, it was like jaw dropping, eye opening, just real life. It was really, really cool. And I really appreciated that experience. And it was I do kind of wish that I was maybe just dumb and, swam out there to the dolphins, touched them, swim with them. But I've read a lot that dolphins don't really like that. Wild dolphins don't really appreciate humans being near them. And, sometimes they'll just grab them and swim to the bottom of the ocean and let them go. And that's not cool at all. Heard a lot of stories of wild dolphins saving people and having awesome experiences with people. So, but apparently for the very most part, they don't appreciate humans coming up to them. So I'm glad I'm not disrespectful in that way and encroaching upon nature, and I could just watch it. But yeah, it's the closest I ever been to a dolphin, and it was eye-opening. It was really cool. So yeah, so let's say that was my morning. That was my morning routine. I gotta put swim with dolphins in there. And I will drop my morning routine into the detail section of this podcast. Kept it super light today. Hope y'all are doing well, and we'll be back at it again soon. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and talk soon. Peace, y'all.